What if I told you that 3 funds, all trading around $56 to $26 per share, deliver completely different outcomes for your money? Invest $10,000 in one, you get $388 per year. Put it in another, you get $832. The third one, $1,064 annually. That's nearly triple the income. But here's where it gets wild. One of these funds costs 6 times more in fees. One is actually down for the year, and one is up 21%. So which would you pick? By the end of this video, you'll know exactly which fund matches your goals, your timeline, and your risk tolerance. Quick favor, hit like and subscribe right now so YouTube shows this to more people who need to see it. First up, SCHD, the Schwab U.S. Dividend Equity ETF. This is the veteran of the group with 14 years of history and nearly $70 billion in assets. Think of it as the traditional champion, the old-school dividend investor's dream fund. Then we have JEPI, the J.P. Morgan Equity Premium Income ETF, 5.5 years old with over $40 billion in assets. This is the defensive specialist, the income fortress built to protect you when markets get choppy. Finally, there's JEPQ, the J.P. Morgan Nasdaq Equity Premium Income ETF. The aggressive newcomer, just 3.5 years old but already commanding $32 billion. This is the tech rocket, and it's either going to launch your income to the moon or teach you about concentration risk. Let's start with SCHD's story because it represents old-school wisdom that still works. The philosophy here is beautifully simple. Buy quality companies that grow their dividends year after year and hold them. That's it. No tricks, no fancy derivatives, just 103 carefully selected stocks from the Dow Jones Dividend 100 Index. These are companies like Amgen, Merck, Cisco, AbbVie, Coca-Cola, and PepsiCo. Companies your parents would recognize. Companies that have been paying and increasing dividends for decades. You get paid quarterly, and SCHD costs you just 0.06% per year. That's $6 per 10,000 invested. It's one of the cheapest equity funds you can buy anywhere. The distributions qualify as qualified dividends, which means you pay just 15% tax instead of your normal income rate. This is what your grandfather would invest in, and honestly, he wouldn't be wrong. Now let's talk about JEPI's innovation, because this is where things get interesting. JEPI doesn't just buy stocks and sit there. It uses a covered call strategy with an options overlay. Let me explain this simply. Imagine you own the S&P 500, but every month you also sell insurance on it. Other investors pay you a premium for the right to buy your stocks at a higher price. Most of the time, they don't exercise that right, and you pocket the premium. That premium becomes your income. The magic number here is 0.57 beta. JEPI moves only 57% as much as the overall market. When the S&P drops 10%, JEPI typically drops just 5.7%. You're getting paid monthly, $69 per 10,000 invested versus SCHD's 32. And with 125 holdings spread across every sector, you're maximized for diversification. This fund was built for people who want to sleep well at night while collecting monthly checks. JEPQ takes JEPI's strategy and cranks up the aggression. Same covered call approach, but instead of the S&P 500, it focuses on the Nasdaq 100. That means mega-cap technology stocks. NVIDIA alone represents 9% of the fund. Apple is 7.2%. Microsoft is 6.9%. The top 3 holdings together make up 23.1%. Technology as a sector dominates at 47.2% of the portfolio. You're making a concentrated bet on big tech, artificial intelligence, and the mega-cap companies driving innovation. The payoff is a 10.67% yield, the highest of all 3. Monthly income of $89 per 10,000 invested, and over the past year, it's up nearly 21%. But that concentration comes with a price. JEPQ has the highest volatility with a standard deviation of 14.1%. This is JEPI's aggressive younger sibling, and it doesn't apologize for taking risks. Let's talk raw numbers, because this is where reality hits. If you invest $10,000 in SCHD today, you're generating $388 per year. That's $32 per month. Not enough to cover much, but it's steady and it grows. JEPI on that same $10,000 gives you $832 annually. That's $69 every single month like clockwork. Now we're talking about a utility bill, maybe a phone payment. JEPQ delivers $1,064 per year, $89 monthly. That's getting close to a car payment. The difference between $32 and $89 per month might not sound massive, but scale this up. Retire with $500,000 invested. SCHD gives you $1,617 per month. JEPI gives you $3,467 per month. JEPQ delivers $4,433 monthly. That's the difference between supplementing Social Security and actually living comfortably. And these dividends are growing. SCHD increased distributions by 5.79% over the past year. Solid, steady growth reflecting the underlying companies raising their payouts. JEPI grew distributions by 11.35%. That's nearly double SCHD's growth rate, driven by rising option premiums in volatile markets. JEPQ leads the pack with 12.54% dividend growth. When tech stocks swing wildly, option premiums explode, and JEPQ captures that volatility as income. You get paid quarterly with SCHD, waiting 3 months between checks. JEPI and JEPQ pay monthly, giving you that regular cash flow rhythm that retirees and income seekers crave. But here's the plot twist nobody mentions up front. Those big JEPI and JEPQ distributions? They're taxed as ordinary income. If you're in the 37% tax bracket, the IRS takes 37% of your distributions. SCHD's dividends are qualified, taxed at just 15% for most investors. That's a massive difference in a taxable account. A $10,000 investment in JEPQ generating $1,064 pays $394 in taxes at the top rate. SCHD's $388 pays just $58 in tax. But here's the secret weapon that changes everything. If you hold these in an IRA, 401k, or any tax-advantaged account, the tax difference completely vanishes. Suddenly, JEPI and JEPQ's higher yields become pure advantage with zero tax penalty. Now let's face the performance reality, because this is where the story gets really interesting. In 2025, through October 31st, here's what happened. SCHD returned just 0.73% year-to-date, basically flat. JEPI delivered 5.3%. Solid defensive gains. JEPQ exploded with 13.98%. If you invested $10,000 in January 2025, SCHD gave you $10,073. GPI gave you $10,530. JEPQ gave you $11,398. Over 1 year, the gap widens dramatically. SCHD is actually negative at minus 1.61%. You lost money on price appreciation. JEPI is up 5.29%. JEPQ crushed it with 20.84% returns. The artificial intelligence boom lifted all those mega-cap tech stocks, and JEPQ rode the wave. Look at 3 years annualized, and JEPQ dominates at 24.5% per year. That's extraordinary performance. JEPI compounds at 12.99% annually. SCHD trails significantly at 6.67%. You might think the story ends there, but it doesn't. Over 5 years, which JEPQ doesn't have data for since it launched in May 2022, SCHD returns 11.51% annualized. JEPI returns 10.62%. The veteran actually outperformed the covered call specialist over the longer time frame. Different market cycles favor different strategies. When growth stocks underperform and dividend payers shine, SCHD wins. When tech dominates and volatility spikes, JEPQ wins. When markets churn sideways with elevated volatility, JEPI wins. Let's talk about what you actually own, because this matters more than most investors realize. SCHD's top 10 holdings represent 42.6% of the portfolio. Heavy concentration in healthcare with Amgen, Merck, AbbVie, and Bristol-Myers Squibb. Consumer staples like Coca-Cola and PepsiCo. Industrials like Lockheed Martin. Energy with Chevron. These are mature, cash-generative businesses that have paid dividends for generations. Nothing sexy, nothing exciting, just reliable companies printing money. JEPI's top 10 represent only 15.8% of the fund. Maximum diversification with 125 total holdings. NVIDIA is just 1.7%. Same with Alphabet and Amazon. Microsoft 1.6%. No single company can sink this ship. JEPQ is the complete opposite. Top 10 holdings represent 47.9%. Nvidia at 9% could move the entire fund. Add Apple and Microsoft, and 3 companies control nearly 1/4 of your investment. The top 5 represent 33.2%. That's concentration risk in its purest form. Volatility tells you how well you'll sleep at night. JEPI has the lowest standard deviation at 8.54%. It's the smoothest ride. SCHD sits at 13.25%, typical for large-cap dividend stocks. JEPQ leads at 14.1%, the choppiest of the 3. Beta tells you how much the fund moves relative to its benchmark. SCHD has a beta of 1.0 against the Dow Jones Dividend 100. It moves in lockstep. JEPI has a beta of 0.57 against the S&P 500. When the market drops 10%, JEPI only drops 5.7%. That's serious downside protection. JEPQ has a beta of 0.70 against the NASDAQ 100. More volatile than JEPI, but still offering some cushion. During October 2025's tariff-triggered sell-off, these differences mattered enormously. JEPQ experienced maximum drawdowns exceeding 20%. JEPI held steady, proving its defensive value. So, which fund actually wins? The answer is there isn't one winner. There are 3 different champions for 3 different investors. SCHD wins if you invest in taxable accounts where that qualified dividend tax treatment matters. If you plan to hold for 10 years or longer, letting those dividends compound and grow. If you value rock-bottom cost and that 0.06% expense ratio matters to you. If you want quarterly payments that grow steadily year after year. If you believe in traditional dividend investing without derivatives or fancy strategies, you're the patient wealth builder who understands that slow and steady wins the race. JEPI wins if you need monthly income right now. Retirees and near retirees who want that regular paycheck feeling. If you want to significantly reduce your portfolio's volatility and sleep better during market storms. If you have tax-advantaged accounts like IRAs, or 401ks where ordinary income taxation doesn't matter. If you want S&P 500 exposure, but with training wheels that limit downside, you're the defensive income seeker who prioritizes stability and consistent cash flow over maximum growth. JEPQ wins if you're bullish on big tech and artificial intelligence for the long haul. If you can stomach 14% volatility and occasional 20% drawdowns. If you want maximum current income at 10.6% plus yields. If you're investing in tax-advantaged accounts where the ordinary income treatment is irrelevant. If you're young enough or financially secure enough to recover from potential tech sector corrections. You're the aggressive income growth investor willing to accept concentration risk for higher returns and bigger distributions. Here's what most smart investors actually do. They don't pick just one. They combine them strategically. Maybe 50% JEPI as your core defensive holding, 30% SCHD for tax-efficient growth in taxable accounts, and 20% JEPQ for aggressive income boost. Or 40-40-20 if you want perfect balance. Use JEPI as your foundation. Then add SCHD and JEPQ as satellites providing different flavors of income and growth. Close your eyes and imagine this. The market drops 20% tomorrow. Which fund would make you panic and lose sleep? Which would make you feel secure enough to buy more? That emotional reaction tells you everything you need to know about which fund matches your personality. There's no wrong answer here. Only the wrong fund for the wrong investor. SCHD, JEPI, and JEPQ are all excellent funds that do exactly what they promise. Your job is to match the promise to your goals. Drop a comment telling me which fund fits your situation and why. And if you want more investing breakdowns like this, subscribe because we're just getting started. This video is for educational and informational purposes only. Investment performance shown is based on historical data and projections. Past performance doesn't guarantee future results. Always conduct your own research and consult with a qualified financial advisor before making any investment decisions. Thanks for watching.